let's go real big picture. Vish, is this season over? In the sense that the Niners had the highest expectations and goals.
Okay.
Does that still apply?
If we're thinking Super Bowl, I mean, I'd love to be proven wrong. I am a fan first, so I'd love to be proven wrong. But if we're talking as
Super Bowl, revenge
Super
tour.
Bowl, winning the Super Bowl is the only goal of this season. I just cannot see them doing this without Nick Bosa.
Without Nick Bosa. Because guys are going to come back, but for what we understand, what it seems like Bosa won't.
Right. And, I mean, people have to go back to 2018 and just understand how much Bosa has transformed this defense. Because a lot of the personnel has remained constant. They never fixed their corners. Their one move in safety was just moving Jimmy Ward to free safety. And then their linebackers, Fred Warner got a lot better. I don't think too highly of Quan, but he is an upgrade from Elijah Lee and whoever they had back then.
True.
And so
Elijah Lee wasn't bad, but okay.
Right. Yeah. They are better across the board, but Bosa was the guy that he's the one guy where you looked at this defense and you said, I mean, I don't even think other coaches, when they looked at this team and defense, they said they turned on the film on Buckner and they said immediately that guy's going to have a football game. They probably thought he was a great player because he was, but Bosa was the guy people were like, that guy's going to ruin the game if we don't.
By week 7, yes. Yeah. I thought if the first month and a half, people were like, he's just a rookie. He's like,
his ankle I think his ankle bothered him a bit more than we gave credit for.
No question. Hey, that ankle injury, you weren't there. It happened in camp. It looked a lot like the ACL injury. He got pushed back by Sean Coleman. His foot got caught underneath him. I think they were afraid that it was an ACL injury. That has nothing to do with anything, but it looked similar. It was scary at the time.
Yeah. And so, and the thing is, the way I always saw it with the Niners, and this is for any team, obviously, so you can't fault the Niners, but Nick Bosa was the one guy that I would have said that he's the one guy you need. Like Kittle, at least Jordan Reed and Ross Dwelley, that duo, whatever you think of them, is a top 15 tight end duo in the NFL, top 10.
That's correct.
Especially if Reed's healthy. If you lose Fred Warner, Trey Greenlaw is pretty good. If you lose Richard Sherman, it hurts, but you're a zone defense, so you can play zone with your pass rush and still be okay.
Also, you saw Sherman goes out for a game, the Niners play more man coverage because playing Sherman limits your ability to do that. So all of a sudden you have options. Yes.
Exactly. And if you lose Jimmy, you have Kyle Shanahan and Nick Mullins can operate this offense. Those two things, you're fine there because you have Kyle Shanahan and Nick Mullins will do what he's told. He's good that way. He's good enough to run this offense.
Yes.
And so
Bosa though.
Yeah, and
you got Kerry Hyder.
Depth. Yeah. I know. I love Kerry Hyder.
Sure.
I thought he played hard and great yesterday. I love Ronnie Blair. But all these guys are great giving Bosa 10 snaps rest. They're not great playing 50 snaps instead of Bosa. And I think the big elephant in the room is the fact that Dee Ford is perpetually hurt, and he's been perpetually hurt his entire career. And so
except for that contract year.
Well, the contract year he was on, he didn't practice at all, remember?
True.
He was hurt, but he played.
True.
Because he wanted his money.
Wow, he played through injury. That's amazing. Okay.
Yeah. Wow. And I'm sure he's been playing through stuff his entire career, and I don't know how long his body's going to last because he's still an elite player when he plays. But
true. But he's getting to be 30 almost. Yeah.
Yeah. How much more can the guy take?
Yeah.
And so I just felt that Bosa was the one guy and he was the one guy, their defense is built around Bosa getting pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah.
And he was the one guy you can't afford to lose. And I think they're still going to be a good team. But given how difficult the division is, I wouldn't be surprised if they're 9-7, 8-8, 10-6 in that range. And that'll probably put you in the 7th seed. And it's really tough to win a road playoff game unless you have a really, really great quarterback or you have a very, very fortuitous or you have an excellent defense that can go on the road. And I just can't see that defense being excellent without Nick Bosa.
No, it could be maybe around top 10, but not top 5. That's just asking too much. It seems like they're right now possibly the worst team in their division, which doesn't mean they're a bad team. It's just the division. The Rams look good. The Cardinals look better than I think we expected. And the Seahawks look the same as always, except maybe even better with Adams. It's a tough spot.
I'd qualify that. I wouldn't call them the worst team, but the most important distinction right now is that they're the least healthiest, and the other teams have injuries, which is really worrisome.
Yes, the most vulnerable team in the division right now. And so what they have to do to get back in this race is go 500 the next. What do they have to do? They have to tread water. Hope Kittle comes back in 2 weeks. Hope Jimmy comes back in 2 weeks and try to squeak out 10 wins. What can they do? What's the path?
Well, you've got 3, I guess, sitting ducks with the Dolphins, the Eagles, and the Giants.
You could go 3-0.
That's the meat of that schedule is so difficult. Even if you bring people back, like remember when everybody thought everybody got reinserted last year against Seattle? Mm-hmm. Everyone was so rusty in that Seattle game.
Yes.
So you have to win these 3 games to even give yourself that cushion of the game that everyone's rusty. And then the game that, like the Atlanta game, that you inevitably just don't play well, right? Yeah. So that's another.
So in the sense, they can't tread water right now. They got to win right now.
No.
They have the easiest stretch of their schedule right now.
No.
Giants, the Eagles, and the Dolphins win. Even with all your backups, you can do it.
Yeah. I mean, putting pressure on yourself to go back and do it again in New Orleans and do it in New England and do it again in Seattle.
Yeah.
And Green Bay
Dallas.
looks a lot better. Do it to Packers again. Do it to Dallas. It's just too much. You can't.
Green Bay's on the schedule?
Yeah.
I forgot.
It's a Thursday night game.
Yeah, they got to win these next 3 games. Man, it's a really exciting time for the 49ers. This is make or break time, and a lot comes down to Nick Mullins. I guess this is kind of like my fantasy, right?
And the thing is, with the more difficult thing is you've got the Giants, who I guess the Giants are done. Joe Judge's a rookie head coach, so he's not coaching for anything. Dolphins, I mean, Brian Flores, I don't want to be political, but he's an African-American defensive coordinator, and they just drafted a quarterback. If he has another season that's not great, what are the odds that they don't try to get the next offensive genius?
That's what all owners do.
And
that's what all owners
do. So he's
especially if Tua struggles as a rookie, like, well, maybe we should bring in a quarterback whisperer.
Right. And then the Eagles, the way they look at it is that their division is so bad, they need 9-7 to win that division. So they're not going to be underconfident because they're 0-2 and Carson Wentz looks terrible. They're going to be
they got all year figured out. Yeah.
Right.
The Niners have right now.
Because
they cannot
get away.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited.